At Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance. We are the future of crypto.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Vibra Live. And damn, it feels good. If you're one of the OGs here, one of the 7 people that were watching last December when we were talking about Stronghold and starting to find these utility gems, see the use case for them, congratulations, because it feels good. The last couple days, just straight pump, 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 pump. And that's what we want. I don't know if it's actually the utility doing this right now, if it's the retail FOMO, just a small market cap. When you're at, $10-20 million, it doesn't take much to start pumping it. And now a couple influencers talking about it. You're starting to see some FUD spread around. And next thing we know, we cross a penny just like that. And shout out to Goo God. I couldn't find exactly when I had put it out here, but it was early. It was mid-December on Twitter. And I know it was probably like October, September last year when we were looking at all the stellar gems when Relio really started to move. I think last time I looked, it was at 7 XLM. So shout out to everyone that's in Relio. I saw Crypto Mason. He just put out a video about Velo yesterday. I was like, no way, which was awesome to see. That just means, guys, we're in the right spot. Right here, he's giving away 100,000 Velo tokens. So Velo probably saw, we're making some moves, making some noise across social media with the Stronghold and some of the other plays, the Alien, PTGC, LCX. Guys, we've been crushing it. We got so many 10Xs already. Creo, another one, a gaming gem that I'm seeing people start to talk about. We found that at $1 million market cap. And that thing 20x'd. So, guys, we are on point. We're crushing it right now. Let's just take a look at the top 100. After Bitcoin, the $50,000 party, obviously expect a little cool down from there. But the fact, let's see where we at right now. If we're above the 48.5, 49.3. So there we go. Look at that. We've been this, like 48.5 was about the local high a couple weeks ago, a month or so ago. And now that we are hitting that as support, let's go. We're moving up close to 60K, I think. That's what my gut tells me. I think there's a lot of people on the sidelines, and Max Payne right now is potentially to the upside. It feels weird saying it after coming out of this bear market, but I really believe it. Our babies, PulseX, the hexes, cooling off right now, but no worries, guys. We lag the market, kind of like XRP. We move last, and then we take over. And we're now approaching, I think, the 2 weeks. So 17 days, 12 hours. Really looking forward to this. The Pulse LaunchPad here, working with DIY investing, bringing a community DAO, a community-driven launchpad where if you have a great idea for a project, but you don't know how to bring it to market, you don't know what to do, this is the spot right here. They're working with a great marketing company, Sensei Partners out of New York, world class, worked on 70 Super Bowl campaigns. I mean, these are who you want. So some awesome projects coming here on Pulsechain. Texan is starting to pump. Hey guys, the bull market is here. This is what we prepared for. This is what we spent the entire bear market getting ready for. This is why I did all the research for you guys. Put in all the hours. So you guys that have jobs, you can't be spending hours a day on the computer going down rabbit holes. That's what I do. So I do all that and report to you the best stuff that I've found. And so far, the track record has been pretty good. And the fact that we are still shadow banned, people that have been watching this stream for years are still not getting notifications, any alerts. I'm still getting messages, Adam. I'm having to go to your actual channel to pull you up. So appreciate all you guys that are here, sharing this out, smashing the like button, because I don't think the shadow banning is ever going to stop. When you're crushing it this hard, they don't want you to win. You know, Karate Combat, this is going to be fantastic. 2 weeks, Bit Boy is going to be fighting. And we showed the clip the other night of him sparring, getting ready. And I don't know. I don't know if he's going to have the gas tank, but we'll see. It's just going to be eyes for the Pulsechain ecosystem. Now that he has converted, people are going to, I don't know, he could get knocked out. He could knock this guy out. Like, there's just potential viral moments. And this is what we want, guys. Like, you can just feel the excitement in the air. And I'm going to be betting my entire bag because you can't lose anything in Karate Combat. If you guys don't know, I'm just as bullish on karate here as I am with Stronghold. I don't talk about shit on this channel that I'm not ultra bullish on, that I don't have a bag, that I don't shill garbage. And this project right here, karate, is going to be bigger than the UFC. I was telling people a couple months ago, yeah, probably like within 5 to 10 years, karate is going to be bigger than the UFC. Holy shit, was I wrong? It's going to be 1 year, guys. I think 1 year. By 2025, Karate Combat's market cap will be that of the UFC. And could you imagine the headlines when karate overtakes the UFC out of nowhere? Nobody saw this coming. Normally, you hear about, the small leagues or arena football or Vince McMahon's XFL or the 3-on-3 league. You start to hear little rumblings, but no one's really heard about karate. This shit just came out of nowhere. And man, let's go. Still undervalued. And it's just so community ran. If you were involved in the last fight and you came in the top like 200 or top 100 in coins earned, you get tickets to the next event. Like, they don't just sell tickets like the UFC where any asshole that's got 20 grand can buy front row seats. Well, money can't buy you that in Karate Combat. Only people that have earned it, that have put in the time, paid the dues, made the bets, been here since day one, they get to go. And that's the shit I support. That's the stuff I really like. So you got to be careful, guys, of who you listen to out here. I'm seeing a lot of it already with SHX. I'm going to give Crypto Banker all the credit in the world. I've been watching his streams lately. I wish I found him last year, but when I was searching for Stronghold and doing research, it was so hard to find. Not very many people were doing it, and he was probably shadow banned too in the algorithm. I feel like anybody that's talking about this stuff that I know faces the same problem. But then you have these assholes right here that can just get all the attention, they get all the views, they get pushed to the front, and now I'm starting to see a pattern. I was talking about it with Crypto Banter, with Sologenics and Corium. I've been talking about them for 3 years now. They've been doing nothing. To the average person, I look like an idiot talking about these coins that are down 99%. The volumes are down. The charts look horrible. And I'm here saying I'm more bullish than ever. I'm more bullish than ever. On the surface, I look crazy. And then on the surface, these guys here saying, oh, yeah, if someone's in the chat telling you this coin, it's a scam. But we'll get to this here. But I'm starting to see a pattern with Crypto Banter. That he had guests on that were his Cosmos guests, and it took them to bring up Corium. He pays a team of fucking researchers. I don't know how many researchers that little fucker has on his team, and not one of them could find Corium or talk about it, or what, one of his sponsors won't let him talk about it because he's so bullish on Injective or the other fucking top 2 coins in the ecosystem with the least amount of upside. But the gems over there, he's nowhere to be found. So why is it that these assholes get all the shine, get all the views? Like, look at this little fucker. Looks like he's sucking on a dick right here. CTO Larson, sucking on a dick. Ivan here, same thing. I think that's it. You got to suck on a dick right here. That must be it. Unbelievable. We'll talk about this in a little bit when we switch it up to Pulsechain. But crypto banker, guys, he's got a point. Be careful of big accounts who missed out on SHX. They're going to start FUDDing it because they need to look good in front of their communities. When you get to a certain point, you got to make a decision. You know, am I going to talk about this and piss off these other people? Or am I going to do what's right and talk about what I like, regardless if people leave my channel or not? And that's where I'm at. If you don't like what I'm talking about, you can leave. I don't give a shit. I don't want people here that are going to be little gammas and bitch and complain. I want people that appreciate it, that don't, that just want to grow, want to learn, want to network. And that's the community that I'm trying to build here. The polar opposite of the mainstream crypto banter, CTO Larson. Oh, I'm crypto George. Yeah, we're all George. Yeah, you're all fucking idiots. You don't know how DeFi works. You don't understand crypto, and you're paid by the same people, and you're not allowed to mention certain coins. And if you do, your fancy money's gone. So George there, who's drinking $300 bottles of Blue Label, bragging, with all his little referral links, he can't afford his fancy scotch if you don't click his links. So it all, at some point, these guys sell their souls. They're pieces of shit. And there's going to be a day where the people who deserve it, they actually get put to the front, aren't shadow banned and made impossible to find just because I'm telling you the truth, warning you about what's coming, showing you how to get ahead. Investing, it's not a get rich scheme where, oh yeah, I'm going to just put $100 in and be a millionaire in 6 months. That's 1 in 10,000. Everybody, most people that are rich and wealthy, they built that wealth up over time. It's not fun. It's not sexy right now buying the coins that are going to be the future Amazons and Teslas. Sologenics, when they have thousands of stocks tokenized, that's when everyone's going to be in. But I want to be in right now, and I want these guys to be my exit liquidity. I'm starting to see a pattern. And when they come around, when Invest Dancers and Ivan knows, we'll just play this clip right now. Let me know if you can hear it.
It was someone asking James to analyze the Pulsechain from.
Let me know if you guys can hear that, or if not. If not, then I'll just put the link in here, and you got to watch it. Like the hypocrisy, and I don't know if Ivan's doing this to just like stir up drama or to make himself look good in the future. Where he can say, "Yeah, these guys were actual idiots. I don't know what I was doing." Yeah, man, I don't know. So he's got Pulsechain. These guys probably have it, but then he just pretty much calls it a scam with doing zero research. The community that is being built behind Pulsechain right now, 180 influencers, hundreds of projects being built, Richard Hart being sued by the SEC. You can hear it. Let's go.
He's like, throw in their grenade and like they looked at them. Anyway, some thoughts on that, James?
Yeah, I make enough enemies in the cryptoverse. I call out what I do. It's very clear. We build models that identify things that will not make you money. I'm not going to use a certain strong word, but all I recommend is if you are the other.
He's nervous.
All right, you look at the data, you look at the way things are structured. It's very clear you're not going to make money on any of these things. Do we need another version of ETH, another fork of ETH? No.
I do. I'm a HEX staker. It cost me $170 to end a fucking stake that I made 4 years ago. That cost me $10 to do. If I had known it was going to cost me that much, I would not have made that stake. I would have just held liquid. So no, I do need another L2, asshole. And you see how nervous he got there? I watched a couple of his videos recently about the ETFs, and he's good with that stuff. He's got good information about the ETFs, the inflows, money coming in and out. But with this shit, he doesn't do the research. And he's just so blatantly wrong. And Rags does such a good job pointing it out that these guys, for how wrong they're going to be and the accountability, it's coming. They're going to be held accountable for getting their communities wrecked and just refusing to look at shit and saying, you know what? I actually haven't done the research. I don't have time. I'm fucking rich as hell. I got all this shit going on. I don't need to look into it. That's what we have Vibra Finance for. That's what we have Crypto Coffee and Rags to Riches. and these guys, they're the ones that know about Pulsechain. I don't know shit about it. But instead, he just lumps it in and throws it in with the scam category. And Ivan knows. It's like, I don't know if Ivan's just doing this because he doesn't like these guys. He's got some deal where he's got to do these streams with them once a week. And he's starting to see how stupid they are. And he's up here with little fucking Andy Dick. I mean, look at this guy. Hello, Ivan. Ivan. It's like, oh my God. And this guy, the little Gamma, you could tell his mannerisms. He's so confident when he's on his streams, when he's in control, when he knows what he's doing. But the second that Ivan threw that question in there and he got caught off guard, his mannerisms, everything changed. I could see it. He's a little fucking Gamma. I guarantee he's got a huge temper and he's a piece of shit. I can spot these little fucking pieces of shit a mile away. I've been playing poker for a long time, and little things like that, little quirks, little hints, guys, these liars, they can't help themselves. You know, he wants to just call HEX a scam so bad for his little ego because he knows there's going to be no accountability, and it doesn't even matter right now. And it's just so sad to see. But you know what, guys? The day's coming. Like, I wonder what he says about Stronghold. You know, I wonder what he said about LCX. You know, what about Creo? All these coins that are doing all these numbers. And he's here talking about Solana. It's like, bro, come on. Really? And you know what? The day's coming where the right people who've been talking about Stellar and talking about the utility gems and these cryptos that we can hold right now. And yeah, they might not go up right now with LCX, right? Think about last summer, if you've been watching and you had bought a good amount of the utility coins we've been talking about. Velo, Relio, Stronghold, Sologenix, Corium. If you had just went kind of down the line right there and went into some of the gaming plays we've been looking at. I mean, we even had Osmosis and Kava. You would be crushing it right now. But I don't see any of those coins talked on any of the mainstream. Ivan doesn't talk about any of them. It's like, why? What's the reason? Because there's no money to be made off of it. I can't. How am I going to make any money telling you to buy a coin right now? And yeah, it's down a ton and it could moon in a week, or it could be 6 months, or it could be 2 years. But I know in the future, there'll be a point where we're going to say, holy shit, that was one of the best buys I ever could have made. And just like right now with Stronghold. When you own that coin now, the difference you feel owning Stronghold right now versus a week ago or even 2 weeks ago, it's insane. All of a sudden, you just know, like with Richard Hart, with HEX, with Pulsechain. Once you start knowing and having that conviction, that's the way I feel about all the coins that I talk about here. Karate Combat, Dovu. And so if you guys don't know, go to stellarterm.com. I'm getting a lot of questions about where to go to get the alts on XLM. I just use Lobster Wallet, and I just add the assets in there. It's easy. But if you're new, go to stellarterm.com, and it lists all the coins on here. And you can see the actual issuers, and that way you can verify it in the app, in Stellar Term or in Lobster, wherever you're doing it. You know, I just wouldn't buy any of these on Ethereum or Binance because they're going to, I think, inevitably be bridged over to Stellar. It's only a matter of time. When we need regulation and legislation to be in place before these utility gems can really thrive and take off. And the FUD about Stronghold with the supply was really bad. You know, if you look at CoinMarketCap, the circulating supply is 5.7 billion, but the total is 100, but the total's 99.7. But then the verified data right here is there's a self-reported supply of 14.5. So you got to go to Stellar Term, and all the data is on here. So if you go to Stronghold, let's see what the supply is according to the blockchain. Let's see where was it? All right, it's different from mobile market depth. All right, right here, total SHX. So there you go. 13.3 billion, it looks like, right now in the order book. Trade history. So right now I'm seeing 13.3. So there's conflicting data everywhere. It doesn't matter. You know, the FUD is real. But the point is, the holders that Stronghold is going after are the corporations, are the banks, are the institutions, are the payment providers. They don't want all of the supply right now, even if it is 100 billion. They don't want the other 86 flooding the market and then having to come and rebuy it back up. That's the opposite of what this stuff was made for. They need enough supply to go around to give the 50,000 companies that are going to be using them for rewards, for payments, for all that stuff. Like, guys, this is kind of an example right here of what Stronghold is doing. This is an example or checkout page. Here, the customer reviews their order and the steps required to complete the payment. It showcases the different Stronghold Pay drop-in features. So you can just kind of see the items. In order to complete a payment, you must securely link your bank, and you'll do that here, and then you'll pay for it. Boom, one step. Really cool. And then they have their pay link here, which will take a customer to the proper pay page in order to execute a specific action. When using PayLink, UI integration is not required. Your customers can initiate payments without needing to make changes to your original application. So I'll pretty much be able to put this into VibraFinance.com, I think, and have when Lindsay is selling her skincare products and her lip balms, and I'm selling boxes of Pokemon cards that I got stacked up and Magic cards. Instead of using eBay and this other shit, I'll just put a stellar link into the website, and boom, I'll just start being able to sell that shit right off the website and sell her products right there and cut out all the third parties. And that's why this stuff's going to be valuable. And then peer-to-peer too. You know, even tipping, the tipping part allows you to add tips into transactions. So it's really cool, guys, the stuff that they're building. And what was it, the checkout? It's the future. You just see it. And then the SDK, that's right, providing functionality that allows you to add payment processing to your web app. Every method call will result by opening a pop-up for a specifically targeted customer, which allows us to be aware of the customer information while interacting with our service. That's a big deal. You know, and kind of on the other end too, we need privacy. That's the other thing that's holding back these utility coins. And that's why it's so important, I think, to stack them now, to buy your bags while no one's talking about them before the shit gets to the mainstream. How many are you going to miss out on? LCX, 10x since the bottom. Absolute gem. Velo is the one that has not moved. But Relio is up 10x. Polytrade up 10x. Stronghold up 10x. Jasmy at rock bottom. Clearpool at the bottom. Solo at the bottom. Corium near the bottom. Galileo Protocol near the bottom. V near the bottom. Bank Social, Dovu. Like, guys, there's a handful of coins that the people that I'm starting to find now that there's a group of like influencers that I didn't even know about, that I think they were so shadow banned, that I've just found lately, and they just been like singing my tune, talking. They are on the inside. These guys work with PolySign. They work with Ripple. They work in the industry. So I'm here trying to tie everything together, doing research, looking at documents and stuff. These guys are actually using these different companies and these different solutions. They're going to swell. You know, he's meeting with Hester Pierce. So they know what's coming, guys. And when they're talking about the same projects that I'm researching, you know, I'm the one here that's shadow banned, that's crazy, that's got no following, that, you know, look at these shit coins no one cares about. Well, I'm starting to see the smartest people looking at them, talking about them. And guys, our time is coming. And Stronghold right now, $75 million market cap. But that's definitely wrong. I don't know if they're using that off of the 14 or the 5. I think they're using it off the 5. So you got to double it. So maybe it's 150 million on here. Well, let's see if we could find it on Stellar Term. Nope, no market cap. But whatever. 1.5 cents times 13. So what? 130 million. So 13.4 million times 1.1. So yeah, 130, 140 million. And we were in this thing at like, man, I don't even know. Last October-ish. I mean, it doesn't even matter. It was just going sideways. Like this chart, it didn't matter. It just goes straight sideways. And that's when you want to enter. That's when you want to buy these coins, when they're at rock bottom here. And these assholes right here are not going to tell you about them at rock bottom because they have to look good in front of their following. They have to get the clicks and the views to make the sponsors happy. It's all a game they're all playing to keep you distracted, to keep you in Solana and in osmosis while all the gems are being built on the side, while the Hedera alts and the XLM alts and tokenization on the XRP ledger. All the idiots out here talking about, oh, why isn't XRP moving? Why isn't the price of XRP moving? Everyone knows why. There's no liquidity. The number one DEX over there, Sologenics, is doing what? $1 million in volume a day, if that? It's a joke. Wait till there's thousands of different stocks that are tokenized where I can pair up XRP or Sologenics with Tesla or Santander stock. That's when the value of XRP is going to rise. That's when Flare, the value is going to rise. When people can bridge their Bitcoin over to Flare and make it an F asset and pair it up with Tesla and Amazon, pairing up your AVAX with Amazon. That's the future. Dogecoin. Imagine bridging Dogecoin over to Flare and pairing it up with Tesla stock. The Tesla Doge pair. It's guys, that's the future. That's when the values of these coins are going to rise. So don't listen to any of these assholes footing. Oh, XRP, it's not moving. No, it's not moving because there's no liquidity over there. So just guys, be very careful. This is the last cycle you're going to have to make life-changing gains, to make wealth that you're going to be able to give to your kids. You know, these coins we're buying now, Stronghold and XRP and XLM, they're going to be at the core when we are our own bank in 10 years and these coins are liquidity. That's what you're going to want. You're going to, like, I see now the people that are going to sell this bull run and not keep enough of their bags to where they're going to be FOMO buying back in and not seeing the big picture. I'm willing. I just did it with HEX. You know, I bought a bunch of HEX really cheap and I staked it. And a majority of it was like 8, 9, 10 to 15 years. So I watched my bag go up and up to almost $1 million and back down to 10K or something. But I couldn't touch it the whole time. And that's all right. It made me learn and say, okay, if I could do this with all my coins, you know what? I'll do half of it next time. So now I'll keep 50% liquid and 50% or whatever I'll think long-term with. And that way, once Flare takes off, once XRP takes off, once HBAR, once XLM, once Casper, once XDC, once they start to take off, there's no coming back. And I want to hold them. I really believe XRP is going to be in the hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. There's going to be a change of guard when these shit coins and these worthless projects are clogging up the top 100, when Stronghold's in the top 20. You know, I can't wait for that day. And it's coming. You know, the day when Karate Combat is the number one organization in the world. Those are the days when Sologenics is the number one marketplace for tokenized, the most liquidity in the world, where Flare has the most liquidity for yield farming and stuff with stocks and cryptos. Like, I don't know how it's going to work, but I'm starting to piece it together day by day and see the future of where this is all going, guys. And if you don't know and you don't follow Crypto Banker, one of the best follows out there, and this guy has been in the financial industry. He's not a financial advisor, but he spent over a decade up until 2022 having daily access to the C-suite of the largest banks and financial institutions on the planet, including JP Morgan, Bank of America, BlackRock, Goldman Sachs. So this guy had worked there. He knows the industry. He knows way more than me. I would love to sit down and have a conversation with him and just pick his brain and learn from him, because he's had that industry like I had in commercial real estate for 10 years, leasing buildings, working with Little Caesars, with Domino's, with banks, understanding how the process of the corporations worked, from finding a site to when they opened up 4 years later, the insanity of the process that went in between. When now with blockchain, that friction is all gone. Immediately closing instantly, getting rid of all the settlement process, all of the just bullshit that goes along with financing, all that with the blockchain, with smart contracts. instantly. You can get financing, boom, smart contract done. Lease agreements done right there. No need for attorneys, anything. AI solves all of it. And that's where this is going, guys. So you want to be involved in these projects that have an anchor or have a use case when we move from the financial stock market to cryptos. The value from the stock market is going to bleed into crypto slowly but surely over the next 5, 10, 15 years to where crypto is TradFi. Or you don't know a difference between crypto and TradFi right now when it blends to become, I don't know, DeFi Fi, whatever the fuck the word's going to be. That's the future. And that's what I'm looking forward to. And I see where it's going, and I kind of see why there's gatekeeping, because they can't have XRP in the hands of all retail. Stronghold can't be in the hands of retail. They can't accomplish what they want with their projects. It just does. It's starting to make sense now. And every day, guys, I promise I'm doing 6-8 hours of research because I care. Like, I have a passion for this stuff. Like, it fascinates me. I want to know where it's going. You know, I want to talk to these people and meet them and just learn more and be able to relay that stuff to you guys. You know, and it's just so frustrating when I'm screaming here at the top of my lungs about how bullish I am, about how incredible these projects look across the board on HBAR, on Stellar, on XRP, Casper, Quant. There's, I don't know, there's just a certain list here. I don't know why I'm not just clicking the bubbles here on my favorites here, pretty much all the coins I own. But Propy, you know, solving the real estate problem potentially. Like, I don't know, API 3 has been on a tear lately. And I didn't do enough research. I bought it last cycle because the Oracle things, a competitor to Chainlink, so Flare wasn't out yet. It was really all that was there. So I bought it and I staked it. The interest was high. It's like 50% at sometimes. And once you unstaked it, your rewards were locked for a year. And I didn't know that. So I did it like 6 months ago. I unstaked. It was like, screw it. I sold off the balance and I kept like the 90, 80 coins I have. And now it's at like over $3. So I'm going to have like almost $250, $300 because I forgot about it. And I wasn't educated enough on how API 3 works and the difference between Chainlink, where you're still kind of relying on a third party, where API 3 and Flare, you're not. They're built in with the time series Oracle into these projects. And it's just really cool. Like, I don't understand. I'm not a developer, but I try to understand where this is going, big picture, and the projects that are going to be at the heart of it. And here's my list of, you know, Veracity, another one that I've been screaming about with VeraViews. If that catches on, you know, once AI is here and it can trick the little CAPTCHAs and the things that are in place now to verify you're a human, Veracity is solving that potentially. I don't know. You know, there's a new coin. I've been talking about Filecoin and how they, with the cloud storage, how with the Lockheed Martin partnership and certain other partnerships, they're just too big to fail. But there's a new coin that I'm not going to talk about it right now. I'm not comfortable enough bringing it up yet. It's a tiny market cap. It's under $1 million, but it's going to be a competitor to Filecoin. And like the only one I really know of is like Saya Coin and the other one that Mobius is mining down there. You know, there's a couple of them, but when I look at what this new project is doing, it's just different. And I just have something just different about it. And when I see other people that vet projects for a living, who run funds and whose job it is to find new VC plays and new projects to invest in, and that was one of the projects that topped their list, it's like, oh shit, that's where I'm starting to listen. I don't have the ego that this asshole, this gamma fuck has right here, where he can't say, yeah, you know what? I don't know shit about that. Oh, you're the man about that. He's got to take all the credit. He's got to be the guy with the fancy pants and the man bun and his little Tesla. God, I would love to see his little Tesla up here in New York in the wintertime and him getting stuck out in the winter and freezing and calling for, I don't know what to do. My batteries died out here and my Solana phone has no service. Unbelievable. Shout out Rags. Awesome job.
We need another layer 2 on ETH? No. Do we need Pulsechain, which is a fork of ETH with far less functionality and features? No. In addition,
interesting. Okay. And very, very interesting. Okay. So the first question that I would ask you, Invest Answers, do you believe or do you not believe that gas fees are an extreme issue on Ethereum? Do you believe those? Now, I will say this. Notice that he didn't just say Pulsechain fork. He also said layer 2s. So I'm assuming he's referring to Base and the others. And that could be the case, maybe not. But I find it very, very interesting that, and if you heard him, he stopped just short of saying scam. We identify these things. Okay, we build models to basically identify these scams. So I find it very interesting that it sounds like he hasn't even looked at any of this. I'm going to go back just a little bit so we can listen again. Let's hear it.
Yeah, what I do, it's very clear. We build models that identify things.
Models?
That make you money. I'm not going to use a certain strong word.
How could you build a model to identify?
Well, Rags, it's a model. It's not a model. It's a model. All right, Rags, there's a difference. Okay, it's a model.
Things that don't make you money. How could you build that? How can you build a model that will tell you whether it reads people's minds or not? If people want to invest in Pulsechain and their friends are invested in Pulsechain and they like the fact that they can trade or mint these things at dirt cheap levels, what model in the world could predict human behavior at that level? How could you possibly say that? He sounds like a global warming guy to me. That's probably what that is. Those models, you got to live by them. But let's keep going.
But
Because it's just so bad. And you know what he did? This guy, in response, he freaking blocked Rags. Instead of be manning up and saying, you know what, I'll come on stream, he blocked him. I don't know if I don't know if he has it, but isn't that unbelievable? Like that's what he does, and that's how you know you're a gamma. Like I block a ton of people on Twitter, but it's stupid people that distract me. Stupid people that say dumb shit because it's just too important of a time for me to be distracted and get caught up in nonsense. So when someone says something that is just so misinformed, congratulations, you're blocked. I never want to see you again. I want to be here with people that care. And if they're not smarter than me, fine. But they care enough where they're respectful and they just don't have to say anything. But for some people, they just can't help themselves. And that's the people that I block because I want to stay away from the drama. I only want to be around smart, productive, positive people. But he does the opposite. He blocks Rags so he doesn't have to face the music. And it's just a shame. We need Oliver Anthony, man. I need that little sound button. Oliver Anthony. It's a damn shame. I got to get a little sound little thing for that. That would be fucking hilarious. But guys, like Stronghold, it's so obvious. Like this is what got me right here. When I realized they had their stable coin. In 2018, IBM and Stronghold built the first stable coin. Really? Which allows institutions and businesses to easily and compliantly acquire crypto. So since 2018, institutions have been acquiring crypto, but I've been reading in these freaking articles for the last 2 years that JP Morgan's institutional investors' interest in crypto is at all-time lows and rah, 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 rah. But this is telling me a different story. The exchange had 25,000 clients in 2018 and went exclusive to institutional clients into early 2019. So 25,000 institutional clients had access to crypto and stable coins. What? Janet Yellen and these people are telling me a different story. All these hucksters and fraudsters aren't telling me this. The mainstream's not telling me this. Crypto banter ain't telling me this shit. The strategic investors of Stronghold are a powerhouse of industry leaders, 3 of which are co-founders and board members of Bancorp. JP Morgan are the main investor in the Bancorp as well as a partner Stronghold. Guys, right there. But most interestingly, are settlement and liquidity providers for FedNow. Stronghold are members of NACHA, Payments Alliance Board, which governs the U.S. ACH network that processes over 80 trillion. And that's another thing, guys, too, is these idiots out here. What's going to make the price go up? Why is the price not moving? One, there's no liquidity. Two, there's no volume. And when there's liquidity and when there's volume, we have number go up. Magic. And that's when everyone FOMO's in. And it's just it's so obvious when you see it, guys. And I hope you take something from this. You block a couple people. That's your homework tonight. Go through Twitter and go through YouTube and unsubscribe from 5 channels that you haven't learned something from, or 5 Twitter accounts that just piss you off, that you don't like seeing. Just get rid of them and start leveling up one little step at a time. And guys, it really does make a difference. I swear. Being around people that are positive and uplifting and there to not just tear you down, but if they have an opposite opinion, yeah, I want to hear opposing opinions. I want to know where I'm wrong, where I can be better. And I have no problem admitting it. And it's like, I don't know what is the problem with the mainstream out here, the egos. And that's where I'm excited with 28 Wealth, with Rags, to kind of partner up with him to try to grow a network with Money Gang Crypto, the Verse, Rags, and try to build a brand of influencers that are here telling the truth in the community, that aren't out here lying and just shilling you nonsense where they can make money and drink $300 bottles of scotch on stream because you bought it for me. Like, I would feel horrible if I sat on here and drank a $300 bottle of scotch because Bitcoin was at $50,000. But we're all freaking wrecked still in half the other altcoins that we've been in for 2 years. It's just horrible, guys. So do that. Unsubscribe from the assholes. Go follow someone that is worthy of it. And we'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, exactly, Bobby. That's a yes. That's a yes, Bobby. Confirmed. Yeah, Vets, say goodbye. What are you going to learn from him, Vets? Like, what? There's nothing new. It's the same nonsense. There's no alpha. There's no nothing. It's like, that's great. He does his thing, onboarding new people, but we're so far past that. We're on to Stronghold. We're looking for the next Stronghold now. So, guys, I'll see you tomorrow night. It's an exciting time. Nice little dip right here on other coins. Obviously not Stronghold, but that's all right. This ain't Pokemon. You can't catch them all. And you know what? No one can. No one's going to buy the bottoms and sell the tops perfectly. You just got to do the best you can. And that's where I'm here to help you out. Peace.